Hello, my moonbeams, and welcome to the channel. I hope everyone has been really well. We are going to do a bit of a soul path reading, and then I may jump into love for this too, because I feel like it's tied to this a bit. I was getting this song, I believe it's by Justin Bieber, but the exact lyrics are, "What if you had it all, but nobody left to call? 'Cause I've had everything and no one's listening, and that's just lonely." And I feel like it's not really tied to even like having everything. There's like this profound, intense energy of just feeling like misunderstood or misunderstood, or like I'm just hearing nobody understands me. Nobody understands me. And the path of the Heyoka empath, the spiritual path of the Heyoka empath is coming up very strongly here, right? Which is, and I'm getting to that you may not even know that this is your path. And even with just being regular empathic, right? Where we harness like other people's energy or take on other people's energy, it can be very rough. It can be a very rough ride if you don't even know that that's something you are going through in your life. And so I'm really picking up on somebody here who maybe just starting a spiritual journey of some sort, and is not aware of their gift in this sense, right? So the Heyoka empath takes it to a whole nother level, right? Really taking on people's traits, really showing people a mirror, and it really having nothing to do with you, but it can be really tough. It can be a really tough thing to go through. And I'm just getting getting another song by Metro Station, Shake 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 It, like really needing to clear the energy right now. It feels very, very heavy. I almost have like this sunken in feeling. And they're calling my attention to a post I actually saw today, or yesterday. It was in the last couple of days, surrounding this whole thing with Tiger Woods and everything he's going through, and you know, his mistakes and things like that. And the person who was like a spiritual healer of some sort or a counselor, you know, just very simply said, after seeing so much like making fun of and poking and pointing out, you know, bad, right? And just seeing this so widespread throughout people, he very simply said, you know, it makes me wonder, when someone is going through a difficult moment, are we helping or are we hurting? What if instead of piling it on, we chose compassion? What if support replaced stigma, right? We definitely aren't here to judge, but there's so much of that going on. And not even and for people who don't even know the full picture. And most people, right, for Tiger Woods they maybe know like 3% of his life truly, right? And still there's all this judgment where maybe there shouldn't be. I think it's very important for all of us to ask ourselves if we're hurting or helping people, right? Especially on the spiritual path, for sure. Okay. Ooh, the Lovers. I said I wasn't sure if I was gonna do a love portion, but this is already coming out. But this is coming through really strong as just the lover, right? A person that just loves love, right? And maybe has had a real intense yearning for that their entire life with no place to put it, even if you've had several relationships in your life, right? Maybe it's never felt quite right. We have the Page of Voices, so the Page of Swords. This can lead towards something new in love coming in. They said it very clearly though, not romantic. Not romantic. Love the way you love, finding you in several different forms, in new forms here. That's really beautiful. We have the Eight of Emotions in reverse. So the Eight of Cups in the traditional tarot in reverse here. Let's get a couple more out. The Six of Emotions upright, Six of Cups, that can be soulmate energy too. It's tied here to like letting go of the past in a lot of different ways, right? Resentment's coming up a little bit, but also just holding on to the past, period. It feels like there's something here that should have been let go of a long time ago. But maybe like some fear surrounding letting that go. Let's see what else wants to come out. We have the Seven of Emotions in reverse. So a lot of emotions here. And I did say in the beginning of this reading that it felt very heavy. Nine of Inspiration, so the Nine of Wands in the traditional tarot here. Let's get one more. And the Ten of Voices. Oh, there's an ending. There was, is, will be, or just was an intense ending in something. Just make sure these are lining up. It may have felt abrupt, but I'm getting here clearly that it really needed to end. And I think you knew that, and you've probably known that for a long time. Let's dig a little deeper. We're going to bring in the Neon Awakening from Spiritual Infusion and just get a little deeper on this energy that's coming through. The 8th house, House of Transformation. Change, sexuality, death, rebirth, and joint resources. The energy too of like Kalima, Hecate. I'm also getting the lead role in Avatar. That energy of Queen of Swords energy, really, right? A part of that, even with this beautiful heart, like unleashing a little bit of that in your life is okay. I think maybe there's like some shame and guilt around that, maybe. The Star, healing, Aquarius energy here. This was this came out, the star came out in a pre-shuffle in a completely different deck. So I was really feeling, and this could be this intense ending as well, energetically, right? And a lot of times what that will look like is, like, let's say you're releasing something, right? You're releasing something you really need to release. You're releasing old feelings, pent up emotions here, right? It will come out a lot and come up a lot right before its final release, right? And it might feel redundant, or like, I just heard the word like shut up, but it has to come to the surface. These things have to come to the surface, however they need to come, right? Metatron's cube, derived from the flower of life, presents the patterns that make up everything in the universe. And it so clearly just being said in my head, like, the path is written, right? And so we agree to what we come into and who we're going to be and what the path is going to be and all of that. And that ties back to this compassion and judgment, right? We go through certain things to lead others, right? Or to show others what not to be, or there's so many different reasons and things, right? And all of our paths are our own, and there's a reason we go through what we go through. We have the Emperor, the seed of life. I just heard mustard seed of faith. So you could be reading the Bible here, but that's a big part of the Bible, having a mustard seed of faith, right? And that applies to anything. It's not just saying like believe in God, but just faith that all will work out, and that you are doing, what you need to be doing here on your path. It is considered a symbol of creation, growth, and the blueprint of the universe. So very interesting, as I was just saying that, like, the path is written, right? Where we're going is written. There may be a bunch of different ways to get there, but we're all gonna go to the same place, or the place that you're meant to go, right? Moon, emotions here again. There was a huge clearing of emotions recently, okay? Like, you could have really been a person in your life that's kind of just like never spoke out or spoke your truth. And a lot of that just came out like all at once recently. And again, because, we can't heal the things that we keep in the dark. It has to come to light, right? And there feels like a huge emotional release. A huge emotional release just happened. You might feel a weight lifted off your shoulders, but there's like a guilt. I'm feeling like a guilt surrounding this. It's don't, ever be ashamed of the way you feel, right? First house, the house of self, personal identity, physical appearance, attitude, temperament, approach to new situations. This feels very, and we're seeing that, an ending, right? It's the identity, the physical could not come until all of this suppression was released. Throat chakra, right? Communication, your truth, right? We all have our own, or what we perceive to be true. 12th house, house of unconscious, hidden aspects, secrets, fears, subconscious mind, endings, and the past. Beautiful. I love when spirit falls in line with when the cards fall in line with exactly what's coming out, right? All of this had to come up so that you could really look at it and really face it, right? And that doesn't look pretty sometimes. That doesn't look pretty, but what has remained intact is your beautiful heart, right? I'm getting another song, like, ain't nobody gonna hold me back, ain't nobody gonna get me down. Basically, the message is, in the sun, the message is that, you know, regardless, like, you know who you are to your core, and it doesn't matter, right? Anonymous in Philippians 2:3, we have do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourself. Anonymous, you can't compete where you don't compare. It is like a knife in a spoon race. You might not scoop well, but you sure can cut through the competition. Let's get one more. I just heard there's no competition. Solar plexus, self-esteem, very important. And this may not be to a core your energy, right? But over time and taking on others' energy too, the self-esteem and really loving yourself and taking care of yourself has taken a hit. And that's that importance of really clearing the energy. And even more important, knowing your path, or trying to dig into what your path is spiritually, so you have an awareness of what you're going through, because this can, like I said in the beginning of this reading, this can be extremely difficult on people who aren't even aware of exactly what their path is, right? And really tuning into what's your energy and what's others' energy. Fool at the bottom of the deck, okay? Free spirit, innocence, new start, faith, that mustard seed of faith, faith in the journey, that, you know, faith in the journey and faith in yourself, to be honest. Let's get the keepers of the light. Let's get some advice. Trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. Okay, and that doesn't have to look like love from people in your life, right? You're loved by the universe, by God, by what is that energy, right? God is pure, unconditional love. Katumi, cloak of wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. The faith in yourself, right? Paul the Venetian, experiencing grace. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. And like we just said, the Page of Swords here, right? A new beginning. Love coming to you in a lot of different ways, right? Where maybe there has been like a real lack of that, or feeling that, just feeling loved, right? That's been one of the big emotions of needing to be released, and realizing you need to turn that love within and love yourself the way you have never felt loved in your life, right? Lord Ganesh, infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. And I just heard the right connections will come in now. The right connections will come in now. The Holy Spirit, expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally, and Spirit has your back. They really want you to know that they truly see your heart, right? They truly see your heart, and that's all that matters. Andromeda, let's get some more advice, and then we'll dig into love a little bit, because I want to see what this new love is coming in. I have someone here asking themselves, like, will I ever experience this love I'm longing for, right? Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge and celebrate your small victories. This builds confidence and positive momentum. Working on confidence now, right? Working on confidence now. Getting that back. This was, you know, maybe in younger years, really confident person, but life has got you down a bit. Patience with others. Just as you are on a journey, I love this, because this is exactly what I was saying. Just as you are on a journey, so are others. Practice patience and understanding with them. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Nothing's gonna hold you back, okay? Gratitude. Practice gratitude daily. Acknowledge the good in your life, and you'll begin to see more of it. Have grace with yourself too, because when things are coming up to be healed, it has to come up, right? And not to put yourself down for not feeling grateful enough, you know. These things have to be felt to be healed. Live intentionally. Make choices that reflect your values and aspirations. Self-reflection is key. Regular self-reflection helps you understand your thoughts and emotions, leading to personal growth and spiritual healing. It's not always pretty. Optimism. A positive look can significantly impact your life's approach to life's challenges and opportunities. I just heard too, rejection is God's protection. Engage in self-reflection. Regularly examine your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Someone's really in that. I'm seeing the Hermit card in my mind's eye. Someone's really in that. Practice patience again. Wow. Someone really needs to work on their patience. Forgiveness. Forgive others not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. There's a need to forgive here for some things, right? Holding on to those things only hurt us. It truly does. Cherish your relationships. Nourish and cherish your relationships that uplift and support you. Balance giving and receiving, and embrace your creativity. Everyone is creative in some way. Explore and nurture your creativity. Balance the act of giving with the openness to receive. Someone here has almost always been the giver, right? And that's another thing that's being healed in this moment. All right. Let's get some energy for love in your life. Okay, what do we have in love for this person? The Chariot, a new beginning. The Three of Wands. I don't know why, I just got the chills majorly. Ooh, a decision. Two of Pentacles, Three of Wands, and the Chariot. This new beginning hinges on an important decision, and like we said, has been made, some type of ending. Here, we have Capricorn, Cancer, and Aries. That decision that's needed to be made for a long time here. Queen of Pentacles. And maybe it's like just when you turn from love, like the idea of romantic love, the Star again. Wow. So this is the third time, right? I'm getting this because it came out in the pre-shuffle too. We have Sagittarius and Capricorn. We have Aquarius again here with the Star. Healing. Ugh. Keep calling me to the Ten of Swords in reverse, right? and that's why I was feeling so heavy. Like in the traditional tarot, the 10 of swords, where there's just like swords, 10 swords on your back, right? It felt like everything was coming down all at once, but it's in that pain and that suffering that the healing really manifested here. We have the Emperor and the Queen of Wands. Wow. And this is the second time the Emperor is coming out as well. I just heard there's someone meant for you. There is someone meant for you, and it will all make sense, right? It will all make sense. All right, let's get the Blinded by Love. See if we can get a little more of the energy. And they're just calling to me too that this may be some past energy in love coming up, like just things you've gone through in love, right? So just to keep that in mind here. So it's just further confirmation. Ghosted, I will call soon. Okay, so maybe a lot of experience with people who, I just heard abandonment maybe. Falling for you was never a part of the plan. Religious factors. New love again, and lesson learned. Man, that song keeps coming up. The final countdown. Lesson learned. Okay, so that, I just heard sharp ending. Sharp ending, but this was also a big lesson that's been repeating itself in your life. Okay, circled around trust here for sure. And you will know if that resonates. Hidden agenda, secret affairs, you left your mark on me. I just saw too, like someone touching like a hot pot. So something with, like it took getting really burned to learn the lesson, right? It took really getting burned to finally, like, now I'm seeing a nail in the coffin to really, really learn this lesson that needed to be learned. I do love you, but is love enough? Okay, that may be something that you've asked yourself here. Misunderstood. Wow. Wow. Okay. That came up in the very beginning of this reading, right? Misunderstood, just confirmation for somebody here. Dream downloads. Visits from past loved ones, I just heard specifically. Okay, visits from past loved ones. Afraid of change, fighting demons, and chakra blockages. Yes, and there may be a subconscious block to the change, right? You don't even really know that you're afraid of it. You're afraid of what this change will change in your life. The domino effect, I just heard that it will have. And maybe that's why you've had a hard time making this decision. Energetically, it's done, right? Energetically, the decision's been made. It's just, there's a blockage here, definitely, with the chakra, for sure, because it's not fully manifesting into the physical, if that makes sense. You're so attractive. It's like this one last thing that needs let go of here. Letting you go is the hardest thing I ever had to do. Could be somebody, could be an energy, could be pain of the past of some sort, a wrong that you can't let go of, pretending, gaslighting, wasting time, sexuality, confusion, toxic, judgmental, narcissistic. We did talk about judgmental earlier too, right? Finding compassion for others' journeys rather than judging. Right place, right time. We were destined to meet, and you're my soulmate. And we did have the 6 of Cups. Wow, there's a lot of different energy going on here. So this would be someone who's been in many intense relationships in their life. Okay, many. Because I feel like healing coming from, like, I'm seeing synapses. So there's healing coming from various different aspects of different relationships in your life, things that have been held onto or just buried and were never looked at. And it's like they're coming up so intensely at this point in your life because this journey requires truly letting go of all those things. Even if you think that you've let them go, they're coming up in abstract ways, I just heard, for deep, deep, intense healing right now. But that's beautiful. Even if it looks very dark right now, we did have the sun, right? Getting another song. Music is definitely significant. You may get a lot of messages through music, but the sun will come out tomorrow. And it's true, right? This won't last forever. Okay, let's get some messages from your person to close out this reading. Okay, and this doesn't have to be a person in your life. This could just be like your energetic soulmate, right? You could have not met them yet. You could have met them yet. What I do feel very strongly is this has not been a romantic connection in any sense of the way, okay? Why do I feel this way? This could be a mirror in a sense, right? Too, where the person isn't letting themselves feel this for one reason or another. Don't put up with my BS. I don't understand. Okay, someone is definitely really, really confused here, but I just heard through the thick of it. So it's like at the right now, the worst is coming up, right? The darkest thoughts, the most confusing energy, all of that's coming up because it needs to be worked through. I can't handle your love. I was hurt by you. I can't take it anymore. Oh, I just felt like this is tied to the ending. It's not even the other person's energy coming up. This is coming up for you. Why is it that you love me? This is coming up as part of this intense ending here. It's an ending in love that is coming up. It feels like even though it's clear there's a new beginning in love here, it feels like that's being hidden at this time for some reason. Let's see if we can go just a tad bit deeper. I don't know if I should, but why is this being hidden, Spirit? Can you give us a little more clarification? Three of Pentacles, the Fool. With Capricorn and Aquarius energy, the Moon again, Seven of Cups. It's tied to decisions, like you're going to have a major decision here with somebody or several people here. getting clear, like really getting clear on your needs and your wants and the pain of the past, the things that have hurt you, what you do and don't like, right? So that this can be clear. We have a lot of 3s here. I'm also getting 555 though. Virgo, Libra, Gemini, Cancer here, and the King of Cups. This is going to be, and this may be maybe something that was lacking in past relationships, is the ability for your partner to be very emotional. It's coming up very strong here, and it may be something that you need, right, to actually feel loved. So there's something about visiting that at this time. All right, my loves, I hope this helped you. I hope it gave you a little bit of guidance, and most importantly, I hope it helps strengthen your intuition on what you're already knowing and feeling, because that is the most important. I love you very much, and until next time, love and light.